afternoon. Welcome to JoyNews Today. We're coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemle. We're on DTT because we're free to air on DSTV channel 125 and GoTV channel 125 and DSTV channel 421. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Coming up this afternoon, lawyers for IGP resist attempt to invite external witnesses as Parliament's ad hoc committee probing alleged plot to remove IGP resumes hearing today with an in-camera investigation where we'll take you live for updates in Parliament. Also this afternoon, education on hold and life at a standstill in Anglo, in the Volta region, a community devastated by floods as a result of spillage of the Volta Dam and torrential rains. We have details as the MP for the area calls on government to immediately fix the perennial flooding in that community or face protests in Parliament. Plus, today marks Mental Health Day. We will put the spotlight on caregivers going the extra mile on their own accord to reduce stigma against persons with mental illness and even take them off the street. We'll take you to the Upper West Regional capital of Wa to meet Ilyasu Yusuf Baba, who is doing awesome at that. And Liberia goes to the polls today to elect their next president more as 19 presidential hopefuls contest George Weah after serving his first term. And in the Middle East, Israeli army says it has recovered bodies of 1,500 Hamas militants near the border as Gaza is being blockaded and heavily bombarded. We have the latest in that Israel-Gaza war. We have business, sports, and showbiz coming up shortly. Please stay for details. But we're also live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at JoyNews on TV. My personal handle is @Danana Aisha. Let's begin with lawyers for the IGP who are resisting any attempt by Parliament's ad hoc committee probing the alleged plot to remove the IGP to invite external witnesses. The committee continues its in-camera hearing of the case today, and all witnesses are expected to tender their evidence, including witnesses to testify. But lawyers for the IGP are of the view that their testimonies are of no relevance to the investigations, while insisting the committee has completed its work per its terms of reference. Samuel Mbura has the inside story to this.
The investigation into the alleged plot to remove the IGP has revealed intriguing revelations from the witnesses who have testified during the public hearings. Chief Daniel Bugrinabu, the central figure behind the tape, has shared his motivations and the story behind the recording. Senior police officers, COP Alex Mensah retired, and Superintendent George Asari have also given their testimonies and requested an in-camera hearing to provide further details of their allegations. Even National Security Minister Albert Kandapa was invited and shared findings but declined to submit documents as evidence citing national security concerns.
It's an interim report, but he will not share it with us because if you care to know, it's a national security document, it's not declassified, and in terms of law and the constitution, there's no way we share it with that.
The committee took a substantial break to review and analyze the evidence presented to it. It resumes today for a comprehensive in-camera hearing.
Here are some of the lawyers of the IGP speaking with Samuel Mbura on arrival at today's in-camera hearing.
Our expectations are that the proceedings would go on normally. We expect the chairman to make some unilateral decisions, and we would raise objections where necessary. Apart from that, we are not expecting any bombshells.
You're not expecting bombshells?
No.
But you are raising concerns about extraneous witnesses?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That the chairman might want to do that. And we would use the legal means to resist that.
You are going to object it?
And very strongly.
Are you saying their presence is inconsequential?
They are not just inconsequential, but it is also against procedure. This is a fact-finding inquiry. Witnesses cannot call witnesses. and witnesses will not cross-examine witnesses. It's the committee.
Ben is near short. Some of the senior police officers who are joining the IGP's, arrival at the Parliament for the continuous probe into the leaked tape. Next, just in front of me, the one coming in the shot is COP Yohuno. He's GP2. So if the IGP is not there, he's the one who takes charge. And he's arriving to support his boss in this ongoing investigation. So the GP1 himself is here. The IGP, Dr. George Akufo-Addo, has arrived here to go for the continuous coverage of it. Let me just try and get a word from him. He prefers to be called a brother, so I'll find out. My brother, good morning. Thank you for joining us on JoyNews.
Thank you.
So we hope to hear from him though, but he's here to get the support of his people before he gets in there. So he's getting salutes from them gradually, and then you go in for the hearing. All right, but let me just engage Mr. Bento briefly on his comments about this. Mr. Bento, if you can join us on Joy News Desk, we're grateful. What is your interest in this ongoing case?
The Speaker set up a committee, and the committee has a clear remit. We are interested, indeed our client, the IGP, is interested in assisting the committee to achieve what the Speaker set it up to achieve. So we are here to do that. Part of what I have been saying in my post is that, unfortunately, it looks like the committee is going a bit away from what it was.
Well, Samuel Mbura is still at the in Parliament monitoring this for us. He joins me live. Mbura, first, can you confirm if all witnesses are before the committee for the in-camera hearing?
When I arrived here in Parliament, I saw Daniel Bugri-Nabo, whom we know is a star witness in the case. He came here, I saw him myself. Superintendent George Asari, I also saw him, but I was told that COP Alex Mensah and his lawyers were also present, but I didn't see him myself. But if what my sources are saying is right, he should be there. The IGP himself is here with his lawyers as well. So for now, we can confirm that all the witnesses have appeared before the committee. Now, the IGP is done. He has just stepped out. He's the one in our shots there. He has met the committee, and we don't know the details yet. But you heard the lawyer talking about the resisting extra witnesses on this case, so far as it's concerned. So the IGP is through with the committee, and then he's about to go. I don't know if I could get a word from him, but at the moment he wouldn't talk to the media. But he's done with his session before the committee, as you see him in the shots there. But his lawyers are not here yet. But what we understand, or the information I'm getting, is that he has another equally important activity to attend. A reason his session with the committee has been cut short. So the IGP would have, under normal circumstances, so far the investigation is concerned, should have been there till the end of the investigation or the probe. But because of this all-important meeting that he has elsewhere, that he has to take leave of the committee for them to continue the investigation. So at the moment, the IGP is the only witness that we know, that is out here, but the remaining ones are there. All right.
Have you had any, did you get any reactions from the committee? All right, we've lost Samuel Mbura there, but he's obviously showing us visuals from Parliament where the IGP has just finished with his session. He says there are other witnesses being quizzed by the committee. We'll definitely bring you more in our subsequent bulletins. And also, Attorney General and Minister for Justice Godfrey Damiebo says there's no evidence to support claims by former Minister for Science and Environment, Professor Frimpong Boateng, that some government officials and politically exposed persons were involved in illegal mining. It will be recalled that A document authored by the former minister who was then in charge of government's fight against illegal mining mentioned ministers and senior government officials to be involved in the menace. But the Attorney General, in a letter to the police CID, says no proper evidence were adduced against these persons and recommended that none of them be prosecuted. Kweku Asante of our Legal Affairs Desk joins me via Zoom with a copy of the AG's letter to the police. Kweku, what are the allegations as made by Professor Frimpong Boateng? I mean, let's set that tone before we even listen to what the AG is saying.
Yes, Aisha. So to just refresh our memories, the former Minister for Environment, who at the time was in charge of government fight against illegal mining, alleged that a former, some appointees at the office of the President, Lord Comey, Charles Nite Kotegu, and Frank Esedu Bequin, are all engaging in illegal mining. He also alleged that one Joseph Albert Kwam, a former member of parliament from Masun Kwanta constituency in the Ashanti region, used his position as a board member to acquire several large-scale concessions and sold them for 200,000 cedis per concession. It also says that Kojo Nkrumah on the 8th of February 2020 assembled a group of journalists from both the NDC and NPP-affiliated media houses at a hotel in Dodowa to discuss a strategy to bring down Professor Frimpong Boateng because of involvement in the fight against illegal mining. It also alleged that the late Kojo Owusu-Efie, the chief executive officer of the Forestry Commission, also permitted the illegal mining in the forestry areas. And so these were the key allegations made by Professor Frimpong Boateng.
All right. So how did the AG come to the conclusion that there was no evidence against the persons mentioned, Kweku?
Yeah, yes, according to the Attorney General, the investigations went on to a certain point. The expectation was that the Professor Frimpong Boateng was going to provide more information. He was going to actually speak to the report and give them more statement to enable the police conduct a more thorough investigation. It says that among the documents submitted to the police by Professor Frimpong Boateng is a statement taken by Setmante, among others. And that apart from the statement that was written by the good old professor, he did not provide any evidence to substantiate the allegations made in the report and to assess them to conduct any further investigation. He also declined to give a written statement, claiming his report is an embodiment of his statement and all the information he has on the allegations. Investigations by the police have not revealed any evidence in support of the allegations, and that the allegations are therefore bare and do not provide a basis for any criminal charge against the person cited in the report, except some persons who have mentioned that the investigation is still ongoing.
The letter concludes, however, by recommending that no prosecution be undertaken against the persons named in Professor Frimpong Boateng's report. I mean, tell us more about this.
Yes, Aisha, according to this report authored by Evelyn D. Kilson, the chief state attorney on behalf of the Attorney General, it says, and I quote, "In the absence of any evidence on the docket in support of any of the allegations of illegal mining activities, we are unable to recommend to the prosecution any person cited in this report. We, however, await the outcome of the investigations being conducted in the case involving Setmante, John Oforiatta, and Ekowawusi." So all these persons mentioned, including Kojo Nkrumah, persons who worked at the Jubilee House, according to the Attorney General, there is not enough evidence to enable the office proceed to offer an advice to the Ghana Police Service to prosecute these persons. And so for now, we expect that they are going to walk through.
Kweku Asante with those details of the letter from the Attorney General that says those people mentioned in Professor Frimpong Boateng's letter must not be prosecuted. Let's get on to other stories. Life has come to a standstill in the Agbokledukwi community in the Anglo constituency of the Volta region. The uncontrolled spillage of the Volta Dam has flooded the entire community, putting the lives on hold. For so many members of this community, they have grown tired of having to deal with the devastation every year. My colleague Kweku Asante was in that community and now reports.
For weeks, school children in Agbokledukwi have been home after flooding cut their school off from the rest of their community. The spillage of the Volta Dam and torrential rains have combined to threaten their dreams. The livelihoods of that of their families have also been put on hold as they wait for the flood waters to recede. It's been a month since many of these houses in this community flooded, and residents have to adjust to live with it as their rooms are drenched and filled with flood waters.
Since about 1996 that way. It's a seasonal thing starting, but coming every seasons. And from June that way it's come. When it's come like this, our schools have been closed. People have not have chance to go to school because it crossed the school road side, so that people cannot move to the school. So we close the school down, and our jobs have been lost in like farm activities. We can't go to farm again, so we just there here and be suffering from food and those aspects. Some houses, the people get in there inside their rooms, so they have to take blocks and put before make bed and sleep on it. Those are the problems that are facing us. As we just stay to manage. When it goes, then we start our jobs activities. Yes. When it comes, it takes about 3 months or 4 months that way.
So for about 3 or 4 months, you'll be living with water?
Yes.
We have become miserable. We can't even sleep over fears our houses may collapse. We just stay up all night.
For many of these residents, this annual occurrence frustrates them. For many, they've been seeing this ever since they were born.
The time that I was born in this town, every year, the water will come. But it also affects us, enter our rooms, our chicken. If they come like this, can't even cook. If you want to cook, you have to buy charcoal before. But if you have a cylinder, so you used to cook.
1 month
It's been 1 month since our houses were taken over by the floods. We need help. We are suffering and we are looking up to God.
Their call for help seemed to have all fallen on deaf ears. No NADMO in sight to offer relief items. No efforts by the government, they say, to end the perennial flooding once and for all. MP for the area, Richard Kwame Sefe, who donated some items on behalf of the former president, John Dramani Mahama, to the community, urged government to come to their aid.
The VRS spillage, the control spillage, which is being done now, the flash waters, as well as the other SSs that are coming into play. For now, we are at a loss as to where to call on, because try as we couldn't achieve anything. If you come to the coast, you are talking of the tidal wave. You come around the hinterlands. This is what we are witnessing. So we are only pleading to the government and its agencies that it's time that they come to help us. If they don't, what is going to happen is that these people are going to remain like this, and God knows when.
Already, a number of MPs in these coastal areas of the Volta region are threatening to vote against government's budget if it does not make adequate provision to end this phenomenon. Mr. Safa says if this is what it would take to get government to act, he will join this protest.
We, as parliamentarians from the coastal area here, we have been doing our bit by raising questions, appealing to government over the few years we're in parliament. Now that the media, you have come to witness some of this. You can see the devastation on the face of the people. Look at them. People could not even go to their rooms to sleep, neither could they do anything meaningful. A representative of people of Anglo, and this is what they are suffering. If there is any means that I, their representative, could do to for the authorities to hear their cries, if that is the only mean we should go, I will go by that. I, for one, if there is a way that we are going to vote, if there is a way we are going to vote, even if it's going to be 1 out of the 275, I will do that under protest. So that one, you count on me that I will have a way of trying to put some of these things across.
For now, and as residents wait for some action by those paid and those in office to fix these issues and make their lives better, they have to wait with patience for the next 2 or 3 months so that they can get their lives back to normalcy. After these floodwaters recede, they can send their children back to school. But the rest of the world isn't waiting. For Joy News, Kweku Asante, Agobledokui, Angloga District, Volta Region.
And from the Volta region, let's head to the Ashanti region, where residents of Dichemso in Kumasi are calling on government to fix a broken bridge on a major road connecting the Kumasi airport and Krofrom. They say the danger posed by the deteriorated bridge threatens the safety of users. There's more in this report.
The Dichemso suburb of Kumasi is surrounded by the Krofrom, Aboabo and Asawasi communities. Aside from intracity commuting, the road from the Kumasi Airport runabout serves to Krofrom as the main route for heavy-duty drivers traveling to Niger and Mali. The Dichemso Bridge is one of the deplorable bridges in the Menchia South sub-metro. As a result of erosion around the collapsed bridge, the road is deteriorating fast. This is posing a threat to residents and motorists using the route.
The airport runabout is just ahead, and the road is also used by our leaders, and they see what goes on here. So what is the essence of our tax? Are the taxes not for projects like this? What do our leaders want us to do again? They will react if it affects someone close to them. If we pay tax and we are not able to recoup the benefit of it, what then is the essence? It rained heavily yesterday and almost caused a havoc. A trailer was trapped under the bridge, blocking the road. We won't vote if this bridge is not fixed in a week. This is a project for Ghana, not any political party.
I think recently last
We are really facing a lot of difficulties because of this bridge when it rains. Recently, a car fell into the bridge. We want the road to be expanded for the free movement of double cars.
Justice Anoche Bempa is the assembly member of the Dichemso electoral area.
Years back,
the bridge has been in this state for long, eating into the road. I have written letters to authorities for it to be attended to, but no response yet. The regional minister, mayor, road minister and NADMO is aware of this situation. We are looking forward for it to be fixed. The road is hanging and can collapse any time. The road vibrates when the cargo cars pass by. All these parts are hanging, and in the near future, it may collapse.
Attempts to reach authorities have proven futile. Reporting for Joy News, Edith Ashravo.
Let's talk about this very important issue, and this man, his passion for the mentally ill in Wa, in the Upper West Regional Capital, has brought hope and sanity into the lives of babies and adults who have otherwise remained socially excluded and stigmatized. Some would have even died due to lack of proper medication and feeding. Today is Mental Health Day, and as part of awareness creation, we're putting the spotlight on Ilyasu Yusuf Baba, who through his Bahas Foundation has reduced the number of people living with mental health conditions on the streets of Wa. His interventions have helped to reduce stigma, torture, and ill treatment of the mentally ill person in that community. In commemoration of the day, the question on the lips of many is who cares for the caregiver of persons with mental health and what do they need most to provide optimum care. Elias Obaba is also a beneficiary of the maiden edition of JoyNews Impact Makers Award. He says the provision of decent accommodation for patients under his care is the most pressing need. He spoke on News Desk with Benis Abube Dulansa.
Our main aim is to give hope to the mental ill people, those who have been rejected by their family members, by society. We decided to bring them together, bath them, feed them, clothe them, and then medicate them. So, and we are putting up a project known as Bahas Mental Home. We are trying to get a home for the mental ill people in Upper West region. So every fortnight we go around town, bring them. Well, after bringing them together, so we go to the dam. Actually, we don't have a place where we have been bathing them. We bath them in an open dam around Laura Road. And as we are speaking now, I can tell you that we've sent about a number of them, up to 40 of them there as we are speaking, to give them a bath. There are a lot of people who have been supporting me, especially in the municipality. I give thanks to all of you. But I am still appealing to the general public to help Bahas Foundation get this accommodation we are talking about, Bahas Mental Home. Though we've started molding blocks, but we still need a lot of support. The individuals and other organizations, or whoever think that he can come to our aid to help us, we are appealing. Our door is open for everybody who think he can come and help us get a room, a house for these people.
21-year-old Melsa Akufo-Addo has chosen to work instead of furthering her education for now so she can help her younger siblings get educated. This selfless act has seen her venture into a male-dominated workspace, which is not only challenging her to keep being better, but has also inspired her to help others. She shares her story of hope with me.
She's had to put on hold pursuing her education. The aspiring journalist Melsa Akufo-Addo is now hungry to make money because she has siblings to take care of.
I wanted to become a journalist.
A journalist?
Yes, please.
And so do you still have that ambition, or you've just parked it somewhere?
I still have it, but I parked it because there was no financial support. I lost my dad when I completed SHS. There was no financial support, so I had to stop work and support my mom to take care of my other siblings. And me being the eldest, I think it is a duty for me to help and support the family whenever and however I can.
Right after completing senior high school, she ventured into finding jobs, and she's done quite a lot.
I want to work hard, get money, because I don't want to be dependent on anybody or become a burden or a liability for anybody. So I want to work hard, make ends meet for myself, and also get something to support the family.
Her hard work in customer service earned her a spot from one good company to another.
We're still live on JoyNews Today. Let's take a break. When we return, there is more.
Welcome to Business Segment on JoyNews Today. My name is Emma Davis. The Pro Vice Chancellor of the Ghana Communication Technology University, Professor Ebo Henson, has called for a strategic effort to include football as part of the Brand Ghana agenda to boost the sports economy. According to him, incorporating sports, particularly into the various marketing strategies of Ghana, will boost the football economy and serve as an incentive to attract the needed foreign direct investments. Professor Henson spoke at the Joy Business, Joy Sports Thought Leadership event held at the Labadi Beach Hotel on the theme, Football Economy, Repurposing Our Approach to Development, the Saudi Arabian Experience.
That is scientific. Yeah. So to the extent that we have a sense of the youth dynamics like you spoke to it, what we want to do with the youth in terms of empowering them and building a certain type of youth, the infrastructure platform we need, and even the marketing thinking within the various players in the space. 20 years ago, I was with Joe, we're doing House of Folk Jesse. Those days it was Kodochu Mbuafu, and we're trying to sort of find out how we could take proposals to companies to get them to sponsor Hearts of Oak. This is 20 years ago in Adabraka, behind the Riley Secondary School in Originate. So it's not as if we haven't made attempts. But I think that from club level to policy making level, we need marketing thinking all across. Because at the end of the day, we also need to be commercially viable. All this is not just believing God to put up infrastructure. At the end of the day, Daniel must make some money. I mean, it might not be short term, but even with a long term horizon, at a point, we need some payback. So for me, we need to start defining at a very basic level what exactly is the football product in this country. Is it just the players? Is it just the pitches? Or is it all the merchandising, the memorabilia? There's a discussion to be had around all that. 20 years ago, I went to Singapore. I was working with Honorable Kwamna Bartels. I was technical advisor for innovation and entrepreneurship. So I got into Singapore and we were watching football at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And everybody was watching. The pubs were full. They were watching Premiership.
Premier League, yeah.
Exactly. I remember there was a shop in front of our hotel where they were selling Man U t-shirts for $99 a pop. It was full every day. And the shirt is £40 in the UK. Why is it $99 in Singapore? Because in Asia, the following is unimaginable. So they built a brand to the point where it's being consumed internationally, even more than at home, in terms of merchandising and memorabilia.
As part of activities to mark the Cybersecurity Awareness Month, telecoms company MTN organized a debate for students of the Osu Presby Senior High School. According to Senior Manager of Information Securities at MTN, Jacqueline Hansen-Kote, it is critical for individuals and businesses to pursue investment in cybersecurity to safeguard their activities online. Cybersecurity Awareness Month debate focused on the need for social media platforms to implement stricter security and privacy guidelines to protect the activities of its users. In an interview, Senior Manager of Information Securities at MTN, Jacqueline Hansen-Kote, said individuals and businesses must invest heavily in cybersecurity to guard against attacks from cyber criminals.
We are primarily geared towards giving tips that would promote social media hygiene. I think we're in a time and an era where digitization is far gone. How many of us don't use smartphones? Everybody uses a phone, everybody uses a smartphone, and I think the onus and the responsibilities are upon us to keep ourselves safe while we are browsing the net, while we are using all the digital tools. So I think it's necessary that we make some noise about how we stay safe on the internet while using the tools. I think it's important that the young people at an early age employ or adopt cybersecurity hygienic practices, and are hygienic in all that they do in terms of using digital tools on the internet, smartphones, laptops, and the like.
A student and participant of the debate, Mohammed Dawood, also urged young people to engage in responsible social media practices.
We are saying they are enough. Those two-step verification, facial recognition, among others. We are saying they are enough. That people are, the major reason why hackers are getting into people's contact on social media is that they are not responsible. They post whatever they want. And we are saying that that particular point is very important. Even if the social media is helping with some strict measures, you also have a role to play. You have to be responsible on whatever you send on social media and how you send it.
The students were admonished to be wary of cyber criminals surfing the internet. That's all for business. My name is Emma Davis. For more business news, log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Joy News Today continues. Please stay. Reports of the Economic Community of West Africa states have described the elections in Liberia as largely peaceful. Before midday, only 4 complaints of lack of security presence have so far been recorded. 19 candidates are in a race to unseat the coalition for democratic change led by former footballer George Weah after serving his first term in office as president of Liberia. Nanaya Ojima is in West Point, Islam in Monrovia. He joins us live with
with more from that town. And now, what can you tell us about the elections in Liberia?
4 hours into the election, the queues are yet to reduce. A lot of people queuing, trying.
Right, so we're having a connection problem there. We'll try and get Nanaya Ojima to bring you some updates from Liberia in our subsequent bulletins. Right now, Ola Girls Senior High School is set to face off against their male counterparts, Bishop Herman, SHS, in the 1/8 stage of the 2023 National Science and Maths Quiz. After a thrilling victory in the preliminary round against Boam Ponsem SHS and Adiembra SHS, Ola SHS Ho is determined to secure a spot in the quarterfinals. But will the ladies ditch their love affair to book a spot in the quarterfinals? My colleague Nana Boachi-Yadom interacted with the students after their exhilarating contest in the preliminary stage.
To thy service, our lives are swung. Think of us, speak for us. Work with us, speak for us. Queen of apostles. Yes, star of them all.
So this has been the last contest at the preliminary stage of the 2023 National Science and Math Quiz here at the KNUST SHS Auditorium. It was a contest between Ola SHS Ho, Adiembra SHS and Boam Ponsem Senior High School. At the end of the contest, Ola girls emerged victorious and they are moving to the 1/8 stage of the National Science and Math Quiz. In fact, it was a fierce contest to the extent that they needed a tiebreaker to make it to the 1/8 stage. At the end of the contest itself. I have the students here with me. Let me start with you. How was the contest for you? How did you see your girls perform up there?
At first, I actually lost hope in them at some points, but when it was time for the tiebreaker, I knew that yes, my girls are good in radio, so they can do it, and then they've done it, and we are so proud of them.
Okay, so you were quite scared at some point, right? Why were you scared?
Because the other school, Ponsem, they were giving us some pressure, so we felt things.
Okay, so let me find out from you as well. How was the contest for you? How did you see your girls perform?
I saw they were performing at the beginning up to some time, but when it reached the 2 of us, I thought when they became equal, like the marks became equal with that of the Boam Ponsem people, that was when I was afraid.
If you just joined us, this is JoyNews Today. We're coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemle. We're also on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X at JoyNews on TV. Let's take a break. When we return, we'll bring you the very latest coming from the world of sports.
Let's do sports now on JoyNews Today with me, Muftau Nabila. And on Monday, Joy Sports organized a thought leadership program at Labade Beach Hotel. And chairman of McDan Group, Daniel Macaulay, says it is important the government is committed to creating an identity for itself through football.
Why will somebody sponsor something? There must be an interest.
Of course. Yeah.
The strongest word in the dictionary is interest, and how you see the future. What had killed our game in Ghana, I don't really agree with Tony Yeboah.
Okay.
And I beg to differ. Our football is not dead. I remember about 7 years ago, I gathered all those who started course in Ghana, not the players, but the owners.
Okay.
I brought them here. We organized a course. I started a course. I revived the course league in Ghana.
Okay.
Why so? I had an AstroTurf, but I asked that we should play the course league on the Sakura Park. There's something called culture, memory. You start from there. Why will somebody take you serious. My mother said, if you don't take yourself serious, who should take you serious? The only team I support in the world apart from Oli is Nottingham Forest. I have been an ardent supporter of Nottingham Forest when Nottingham was in even the 3rd division.
Oh, okay.
Why? Wow. Because I want to buy that team.
Wow. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
I want to buy Nottingham Forest. Imagine with all this development going on. McDam buy Nottingham Forest, and every time you see about 60% of the players in the English League from Ghana. Just, it sounds strange, but just think about it. Not for myself, but you're advertising Ghana.
Yeah.
It's a sales point. And that is where talent. So just imagine Nottingham Forest win EPL with 60% of the team, of the players from Ghana. If you looked at the Saudi Arabia model, they are ahead of us in terms of finance. So they can choose to bring the people home. We can have a talent basket from here and control the world. Whenever I talk about leadership, a lot of people think it's an easy thing. Leadership is not an easy thing. If you want to drag government into business, into football, there must be what we call deliberate effort by government. It must be a deliberate effort by government and the political leaders to say, this is the dream, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
Why should Kagame sponsor Arsenal, Rwanda on their shirt? I'm not a marketing person, but there is the need to sell your country.
That's your sports for now. We do have more sports story over at joyonline.com. Up next is Showbiz with Ibrahim Benbako.
Okay, so let's get to do some showbiz. Well, in the world of showbiz, Black Prophet, reggae musician Ghanaian though, who was on the morning show on Hit 103.9, says a lot of musicians do not have anything to say in their music. That is why the songs don't last a lifelong. Well, they do the song, it comes out, it becomes a hit, and then it fizzles out because there is no message in there that will actually affect generational change.
Once you have life, things will happen. We don't need to. We don't need money, because when you have money to do it, you won't learn the lessons.
You need to
you
go
have
through.
nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
In music, you need to have something to say. If you have not gone through the journey, you will not have anything to say. That most of the artists don't have nothing to say.
They don't have any stories to share.
No, they don't have nothing to say. Say something, because when you start to grow up, like Bernie Spears and these people, they are old men, but they are still touring. If you have something to say, we are angels of the earth. Our messages can elevate young ones, street ones, rich people at the same time. When they tune in the radio, they will hear you can elevate people from different classes at the same time. When you have something to say, have something to say, tell the people.
Well, all musicians out there, you should have something to say. Well, let's also get into what happened on Showbiz with Ajele Doku. Did I say Ajele Doku? Amele Dosu, who had a sit-down conversation with Miss Bell. Well, you remember that there's been a lot of talk about TikTokers actually making a song a hit. Well, Miss Bell agrees to that some way, says that TikTokers have actually or greatly improved the music business.
It has rather helped us.
You think it has helped?
Yeah, with this dance challenge, before when you record the song, you come out with a new song, you have to like go everywhere with it yourself. Go to pubs, go to restaurants, to the beach, radio, TV. Now you don't have to do much of that. You put it out there on social media and people come up with a dance and it's a hit. It's all over the place. It goes everywhere. I see Ghanaian songs with Dubai dancers. Kiddy was in India. Yeah, so like I said, the way things are going, if they keep it like that, we will be on the same level as
What
Nigeria.
about the assertion that it's making some of these musicians lazy when it comes to promoting their songs?
There's nothing like being lazy. Music has to carry itself. It's a spirit. You can't carry spirit and introduce it to people. It's supposed to fly on its own. But unfortunately, it never used to work like that. But now that it's working, people are actually enjoying being musicians. All you have to do is sing. Sometimes I see people put camera on their faces and do a cappella.
Yeah.
And it's before you realize people are duetting or TikTok. It's viral on TikTok. So I think social media is actually helping. People are not being lazy. You can't be lazy if you are a true musician.
Yeah.
You can be sleeping and still be coming up with great ideas. All you have to do is just put it out there. And now we have a platform to put it out there. You don't have to walk all over the place just for one. I'll go here, my new song. Who me? Share. No. It's not like so. Musicians are not being. You can't be lazy as a musician. It just doesn't happen.
Well, that was Ms. Bell. Well, that was not the only conversation. There was also the conversation of musicians supporting political parties. And she said she lost a lot when she actually showed her party colors.
I supported my party, but and it was my first time. I didn't.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was my first time coming out to say this and that, But I didn't consult anybody about how it's done, and if it's okay the way I'm doing it. I just went all out. I just went all out, and people misunderstood me once again. And I believe some choices of words I used to were not appropriate in that space. So I had a lot of backlash, a lot of hate. I lost a lot of businesses, a lot of friends.
Due to your political affiliation?
Oh, yes. So this time around, I'm trying to be very careful. I still love my party. I will still support my party, but
you're not going to come out of the new campaign?
No.
And you mentioned that up until former President Mahama came and returned to power, you were not going to release any music.
Well, it was a joke.
It was just a joke. I mean, we've seen. We've enjoyed some music from you, even though he's not back in power. So
yeah,
it was on the lighter side.
Oh, I was just joking. Oh, recently when I was pregnant, I did 2 songs, but it was just for people to laugh.
Okay.
It wasn't something to make money or perform with. But now that the baby is out of the belly, yeah, I will start working.
Expect new music.
Yeah, soon.
So careful is the way to support your political party now. The name is Ibrahim Benbako, and that will be all for Showbiz. But hey, make sure you log on to my Joy Online.
And my name is Aisha Ibrahim, but I think we should come out with one song one of these days. Not the one that will make people laugh, though.
The two of us?
We mean business.
Didn't know about that.
That's the wrap of the curtain. Log on to myjoyonline.com. There's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories to enjoy the rest of our programs.